I honestly just did stuff in class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm saying that, and I'm only doing this now because a lot of people are geared to go to college, but they don't understand in this field, it's different than other fields. It's
Yeah.
your curriculum is okay. It's like a foundation, unless like they're giving you, and I had some things that I presented to like my past college because I saw like their curriculum was still bad. There has to be things where it's more so you're working on in class that gears you to what you would do at a job versus you teaching me all this theory, which is fine.
Yeah.
Theory is fine, but how does that help me do good on the interview? Which I made a video with my podcast episode from last week was about how Gen Z struggles at the job and struggles in interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting on Gen Z, but I was like, no, it's the school's fault. Because I was like, even when I was in school, I took this business comm class, but sure they did my resume, but it wasn't really a tech resume. They didn't really show me how to interview.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of jobs lined up afterwards because I didn't know how to apply myself. I just was going to school. So I was like, you can't get mad at them. You told them to go to school, but you didn't prepare them for after school. And that's one of the trends I know. And that's how I can point out a bias when they're trying to be biased toward Gen Z. Mm-hmm. I was like, and number two, all your old people just need to go retire because y'all don't relate to us.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, yeah, I'm a millennial, but even like you said, you're born in the year, I guess, 2000 or 2000 babies. So there are still things that overlap in between us to where we are still similar in some ways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't like being micromanaged. I don't like you always being all up on me. I like to just let me know what I need to do and do it. And we also don't like the disrespect. The disrespect y'all used to be able to do to everybody else, that ain't gonna fly. Or you won't see us. Because they say it's like, oh, we don't believe Gen Z is loyal. Of course we ain't loyal. Inflation been high every year. Why would we be loyal to y'all?
Exactly.
People got families and mouths to feed. Y'all be loyal to us, we'll be loyal to you. I was doing a vlog on the way here, and I just was talking about how the girl from Cloudflare went viral about when she got let go. And it wasn't her manager. It was somebody from HR, somebody she'd never met before. It's like outsourced. And I was talking about like the CEO responded to that and was talking about, well, we let like 40 people go, but we still have like over 1,000 plus salespeople. And so he just looked at it as a numbers game. And that's why I tell people all the time, I'm telling you now, younger in your career, it's always a numbers game to them. It's not that you got to take care of your family. It's not you got to take care of yourself, or you may have bills, or you may be helping your own family. And I always tell people that's young, I say, look out for yourself, network, always stay ahead of the game, pay attention to company financials so you can make sure you're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
But back to your schooling. At least some of the languages that you learn are still on job descriptions. Like they was teaching us Visual Basic, and you don't see that on no job descriptions. No job descriptions. But I remember when we first talked, you talked about that you did get a chance to do some internships, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because one advantage, well, actually, and we may get here later, but I'm pretty sure you're on TikTok. And you see all the discourse about you ain't got to go to school, you ain't got to go to school.
Yes.
While I agree, you don't have to go to school, but when you look like us, you should go to school, and it can help you get an internship. And I say school can only help you in the long run.
Yeah.
So I tell people, hey, if you can't, go get you a feeder role, get them to pay for school, and go to school, get your degree, because you're going to have to be good regardless. You don't have the luxury, because we don't own or not in charge of a lot of hiring decisions to put you on. So you got to do what you got to do to make yourself stand out.
Exactly.
And now a lot of people are just, whatever they see on social media, they're doing the same thing. So a lot of people don't stand out anyway. So you got to figure out how you're going to stand out.
Exactly. I agree.
So I want to ask you about what internships did you do?
So I actually only did one internship for 3 years, which, I mean, at that point, isn't even an internship anymore. But I actually was just an IT help desk intern for 3 years. That was my internship while I was in college. Okay.
Was that was it like through the college, or was it like a major company, or what?
It was a company I was contracted with the Department of Defense. They built simulations for the Air Force, and I just found it randomly on Indeed and applied and got the interview the very next day. So I was very fresh in college when I got that job. I was stunned that I landed it. And it was cool, but it was also it was very stagnant. I didn't feel
Yeah.
like I was learning anything at
You was in
all.
GovTech though.
Huh?
Technically, you was in GovTech.
I guess so. Technically, I was,
Did
but
you have to
yeah.
get a clearance for it or no clearance?
No,
Okay.
because I was only just the intern. So
Got you. Got you.
yeah.
I'm surprised. So, what? And we're gonna drive this home though. But what type of, if you can remember, type of things that you do at the help desk that you think possibly have helped you currently in your career? That anything that you took away from doing help desk? Or let me ask you this. Because my channel is designed to also show the real behind some things.
Hmm.
There are internships where they say you are an intern, but you're not actually doing work. You just there. Was this a job where you were just there?
I was just there, and it was mainly just tickets. And most of the tickets that came through, I couldn't even work on because I didn't have like the
Access?
access or the authority to do it. So it kind of was more like clerical work. So that's why I made that face because it
Yeah.
didn't do anything, honestly. I mean, it looked good on a resume, and maybe I could have utilized. And that's another thing. College, I don't know if that's like the college fault or my fault, but I didn't really utilize the resources around me. I could have networked at that job and talked to people in the cyber, because there was a cybersecurity department. I could have networked through there, but I didn't do that. I didn't take advantage of it. So in that sense, it didn't help me too much,
Yeah.
honestly. Maybe my soft skills, but that's it.
Right. But I mean, you wouldn't know to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what you don't know. So I don't want you to feel bad for that. I mean, it's things out years ago I could have did differently. I didn't know.
Hmm.
You just out there winging it
Yeah,
for the most part.
yeah,
And the opportunities were a little different back then. Now, I tell my brother all the time, it's like, bro, just go ahead and do these things. I'll try to help you find something, whether it's remote or whatever. Because if you can get experience, because I was like, you know what? One of my brother's grades probably ain't gonna be the best to get an internship. But I was like, if you have the skills, they can't deny you. You'll get you like an entry level role, so you can just be finishing school while you're already working. I was like, that's the goal. I'm trying to get y'all to where y'all will pass me in y'all early career and not have to do what I did the first couple of years.
yeah. It's so crazy that now that you said that, that's so true. Like internships required so much, like just to even get an interview, like you have to have over a 3.0 GPA. The job I have now, there was nothing of that sort, so it was harder to get an internship. Well, in my experience, I know
No,
it's
most
probably,
people is.
yeah, it was harder to get an internship. That was my only internship. It was harder to get internships in school than it was to get interviews with actual jobs for full-time positions.
Yeah, and most people, I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of people get those internships by their network.
Hmm.
So last year, working at one of the companies I worked for, it's a bigger company. It's a bigger financial company. I remember when not last year, the year before that, when all the interns were there, like gobs of interns.
Hmm.
I was like, man, JP Morgan got a lot of interns here. And I was like, so either they applied or they know some people. And that's something too that people don't know. Just apply. Like you said, you saw the job on Indeed and you applied.
Hmm.
Sometimes that's all it takes to find an internship is applying, and you may or may not be successful. The worst thing they could tell you is no.
Hmm.
Rejection will happen. Most of the time, it's going to be a lot of rejections before you get a yes.
Yes.
So you we'll say that I was just there.